I would sometimes question myself if I have learnt the skill of speaking English fluently at my young age. Now I would have spent this time in learning some other skill that I love. Do you also think the same? Okay, we need to remember that it's never too late to start. So, we must appreciate ourselves that at least now we opened our eyes and we are progressing in learning how to speak English fluently. But there are a lot of people right there sitting in front of me at the age group of 18 to 24 who are watching my videos about how to speak English fluently. If you are at this age group of 18 to 24, you make the best use of it. This video is for you. I am going to give you some tips that actually work so that you can be fluent in speaking English at a very young age itself. So what I want to say is that you can use these tips to tell to someone else who are young. Because at the age of 10 or 11 or 12, at that age we are not much focused on learning a language, developing communication skills, right? So particularly in order to bring a thought of learning English speaking skills, I am particularly doing this topic. Primarily I am doing this topic only for those people so that you start speaking English, and at the same time you are making your children to start developing the skill of speaking this language fluently right from the young age itself, right? So let's get started. Hi, namaste, welcome back to Learn with Gowthami channel. The first tip I would give you in order to become fluent at a young age itself is that during this age you will be learning English. You will go to school, you will learn grammar rules, you will learn tenses, you will write a lot in English. Yes, you will do homework, right? So what you need to do at this age is that whatever knowledge you are gaining, whatever grammar you learn, whatever vocabulary you learn, and what are the tenses you are learning, you need to make your foundation very strong, so strong such that you can use them while you are speaking to others. See, I am making a lot of mistakes. I made more mistakes than now. I already made a video on the mistakes I made, and there were 2 words, I think. If you want, you can check that, but please don't make fun of them, just learn from them. So what I want to tell you is that if you learn these basics and make a strong foundation and use them or imply them correctly into the situations while you are speaking, then the number of grammatical mistakes you are doing will be reduced. You will learn the correct grammar rule at the young age itself, and you started implementing it. Then there will be less scope of doing grammatical mistakes when you start speaking from your young age itself, using the knowledge of grammar and tenses and vocabulary that you are learning at that age. The next thing is that you need to build up your vocabulary at a very young age itself. If you have more vocabulary base that is in your active state, not in passive state. I am speaking only of those words that are in your active state of mind. If you know more words, if you memorize them continuously, if you are able to reproduce them while speaking, if you are able to use them while speaking, then what happens is that those words sticks to your brain, and automatically you need not face the problem of which word to use at a particular situation. Your brain will be so active that it will give words in a flow to you, and you will be able to speak fluently in English. So what you need to do is that it's better to maintain a journal or maintain a book in that you are going to write all the new words and focus on them, use them regularly. And I have done a video on how to add new vocabulary to your memory. So take a look at that video also. The link will be in the description box. The next tip I would give you in order to become fluent in English at a very young age itself is that writing notes of whatever the situations that are occurring in your real life. Okay? You need to write every day whatever the incidents that happened in your life. You need to summarize your day. What happens is that your thinking ability is going to improve, and after writing you are going to tell to yourself or you are going to speak to yourself or in front of the mirror loud, I am saying it again. You need to pronounce it loud so that you are hearing it. You need to practice in front of the mirror, because you can watch how are you standing, how are you using your words, are you very inconvenient while speaking or are you comfortable while speaking. All these things you can understand at a very young age itself, so that you will rectify your mistakes. You will have a bunch of time, you will have more time to work on your mistakes and rectify them. So speak out loud, get the correct pronunciation of the word at the beginning stage itself. Otherwise, you will be doing the same mistake that I have done in one of my videos. Okay. So in order to escape the problem of pronouncing incorrectly, you need to practice reading out aloud and listening to it and correcting to yourself by making small changes, if any. You can take some situations like traveling to hometown, visit to the railway station, or visit to an airport, buying clothes at the shopping mall, or visiting a grocery store. You need to take such daily activities that you see everywhere, and what you need to do is that you can take a topic, a particular real life conversation, and you need to frame sentences. You need to write both the questions and you need to write both the answers. Then you need to practice them. You can take the help of your friend and you can make real life conversations. It is similar to a skit, right? You are practicing the dialogues and saying it loud. So in this way, from the young age itself, you will be free and you will be comfortable with this process of speaking English. So you will not be much hesitant or afraid of the situation when you need to speak English. You will be feeling very free and comfortable, and you will be ready to answer whenever you need to answer in English. Speaking English fluently is completely a different concept. You need to put your thoughts in a correct way that is understandable by the other person. You need to know which words to use. You need to know how to pronounce them correctly, and that the body language you maintain, the way you speak while conversing with others, everything comes into matters when coming to speaking English fluently, right? So if you practice all this from your young age itself, it will be much more easy to you and you can master this skill and speak English fluently. The first biggest mistake that everyone is doing at your young age itself is that you are focusing too much on grammar. Instead of that, you need to understand grammar and put it into your real life conversations. You need to use that grammar into your real life conversations. Instead of that, you are just mugging up the grammar rules. You are memorizing them regularly. How much time you spend them reading? If you are not implementing them in your conversations, if you are not speaking out, if you are not doing real life conversations, then you will automatically forget them. So better understand grammar and make the best use of your foundation to speak correct English. What you need to do is that, first of all, when you are at young age itself, you need to set a realistic goal. You need to know whether you want to be fluent in English, or you want to become a writer in English, or you want to become an influential speaker. You need to have a realistic goal and you need to work towards it. If you want to become a motivational speaker, you need to learn such words that inspires others, right? If you want to be an influencer, you need to use those sentences and those phrases that will make others to be influenced by the words you say. They need to be attracted by the speech you are giving, right? In the same way, if you want to become a writer, then you need to focus more on the formal language than on the informal language. Are you getting me? So based on your goal, you need to work towards it. So create a realistic goal and prepare a strategy that works for you and focus on that. Learn what you need and how much you need. The next best tip you can do for yourself is that don't be a student. I'm not saying that stop going to school or college, and instead I mean to say is that instead of being in place of the student, whenever you are free, think yourself as the teacher. Try to teach someone else. Whatever you learned that day, make a habit of talking it with your friends or with your parents. Whatever happens in your life, you need to summarize to your parents or your friends in English. In this way, you would be speaking regularly. So, day by day, you will be improving your speaking skills. Next tip is that don't be shy and don't be afraid. You are not going to bring back the time that you lost, right? Time once lost is lost. You can't go back and get the time. So use each and every opportunity that comes on your way. In some schools, they conduct competitions, essay writing competitions, speaking competitions, debates, right? So what you need to do is that you need to participate. You need to participate in them. You need to go and practice speaking in front of everyone. That is how you are going to build up your confidence skills. And that is how you are going to build up your speaking skills, right? So don't lose any chance. Even a single chance also, you should not lose it. While you are starting this process of speaking English from a very young age itself, there may be many people who are questioning you and who are judging you speaking this language. Don't you love your native language? What is the need of learning another language? You speak such a stupid English. Why are you learning English? Don't open your mouth and speak. You speak useless words and no one can understand what you know. There are a lot of people who judge us. And it will be even more when you are starting at your young age itself. Okay? Even then, don't stop your English speaking practice. Don't put a full stop. Practice, practice, practice. Whatever others say. We all know that we love our native language a lot. Even I love Telugu a lot. But we know the importance of learning English and speaking English fluently, right? So that is what we are working towards. So don't be afraid, don't hide somewhere, just face the situation. If you are not confident enough to speak, just face your fear. If you are not able to understand others, just practice it. If you are not able to speak correctly, just practice it. Practice, practice, practice. Practice on your pronunciation, practice on your listening skills, practice on your reading skills, practice on your writing skills, and practice on your speaking skills. In this way, while practicing only, you will be able to become fluent at that age. Another mistake that many of you people are doing is that you are very much afraid of mistakes and you feel hesitant when you come to know that others are laughing at your mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes while speaking, okay? It is not that you are going to get marks. You should not feel bad that you have made a lot of mistakes. You just need to keep in mind and you should be careful, and you need to be aware that you are not repeating the same mistake, but you are learning from your mistakes. The more the mistakes you do, the best the version you are going to be, because you are learning from them and you are correcting them, right? You are your best teacher. Don't forget it. Make mistakes, correct them, and implement them. Okay? Don't repeat the mistakes, but make the best use of mistakes to speak English fluently. Learn some of the basic phrases, idioms that are very useful and they come handy in a real life conversation. If you practice idioms and phrases from your young age itself, you will be able to implement them at different contexts and different situations when you need them. Okay? The next thing is that you need to create an English speaking environment around you. Whatever you read in English. Whatever you speak in English. You write down your thoughts in English. You practice the skill of thinking in English. And conversing with anyone, you take the lead to make conversations in English language. This is how you are going to create an English speaking environment. You can also use the online courses that are available, in which you can find a new English language learning partner or a English language learning tutor. It is very beneficial. The only option is that you need to surround yourself in English and put your hard work into it. The next best tip I follow right now is that speak to yourself. The more you speak to yourself, the much better you are going to become fluent in English, because you will be able to express your feelings and thoughts most freely with yourself. First, try to be free with yourself. Share everything with yourself. Go in front of the mirror and speak. Or just simply take a phone and record what are your feelings at that moment. In this way, try to talk to yourself daily. So at last, what I want to say is that apart from the academic learning that you are doing regularly, you need to focus on speaking English also. If you start at your young age itself, By the time you reach my age, you will be heroes in speaking English. You may become a motivational speaker, or you may become an influencer, or you may teach English, you may become a teacher. So work on it. Work on improving your communication skills and English speaking skills. Don't be afraid of your mistakes. Your best teacher is your last mistake. Don't neglect now. You will regret later. If you improve your communication skills and English speaking skills at this young age itself, when you reach your 20s, then you will feel happy that you have not wasted your young age. Take the help of YouTube, take the help of podcasts. I am sharing a lot of information to you people. I want to spread the knowledge, and I want to tell to some more people what I know about learning this language, or that what mistakes I have did. You should not do that at your young age. If there are persons who know, who wants to learn English and struggling hard, please share these videos to them, as many children as possible and as many people as possible, because this video will be very helpful to everyone. And finally, as a request, I would like to get the feedback from you guys, whether you are understanding what I am speaking, whether you are able to gain something from my videos. Let me know in the comment section, and let me know what are the problems that you are facing while speaking English, or any other problems related to our self development. Okay, don't forget to subscribe the channel, share it to your friends and family members, and click the like button also. It is very important.